Hi guys, so in this video we're going to take you through step by step at some of the aspects that are surrounding cybercrime. Now cybercrime is a big issue and it's going to become an increasing issue. It does two main things if you'd like to think about it. First of all, it does enable international crime, and it enables international crime at a very advanced level. So you've of course got those direct damages on individual consumers, individual customers and individual businesses. On top of that, there is also the question of confidence. So you don't actually need to be a victim of cybercrime for it to affect you. A business or a company doesn't need to be a victim of cybercrime for it to affect them. It's very much a question of business confidence. And if a business is not confident in its security systems that operate its computer or the laws within the country that is operating to stop cybercrime, this lack of confidence can be extremely damaging for the economy. So we're going to watch this video through. You should use these videos in combination with the website. I'll play the first video on the business of cybercrime. It really is a business. It really is an organised crime. I'll be stopping the video every so often to go through and highlight some key points.
For water to come out. You're activating about 250 different microchips in the modern automobile. Every machine that you get connected to in the hospital, the banks, your credit card purchase.
We're also seeing appliances that have become internet-enabled.
Technology is just becoming the fabric of the modern world.
We're becoming increasingly dependent on it. People don't realize that behind all of these systems, there's computers that were probably built 20 years ago.
Surf's up, see you on the net.
All of those computers and software are deeply insecure.
Okay, so in lessons, we've already thought about the Internet of Things. When we looked at our urban unit, we thought about the Internet of Things. So increasingly, our electronic devices are becoming more complex and more connected. And it's really interesting what they say there. The fundamental vulnerabilities of our computer systems are there because most of the data is not encoded, and most of the programming, the basics of the programming that's run even our modern devices are 20 years old. So most of the nuts and bolts of our programming can be traced back to 20 years. So there are key vulnerabilities in the programming that pretty much every microchip uses.
Standard view of a cyber criminal is some 16-year-old pimply kid in his mom's basement hacking away at a keyboard in between playing World of Warcraft or Call of Duty. But it's changed. Today, it's actually a business, and it's run by traditional organized crime groups and new modern organizations. They are global, they're multinational, they're multilingual, and they're operating 24/7.
If you shopped at a Target store on Black Friday, your credit card may have been affected by a massive security breach.
If you are a victim of a car theft, you know that your car is stolen. You can call the police, they can look for it, etc. What's different about cybercrime is it happens in the background. And by the time you actually realize it, if you ever do, it's way too late.
Okay, so organized crime doesn't really care what it does, as long as it makes money. So you can see this sort of cybercrime is going to be infinitely easier than you trafficking human beings, and is going to be infinitely easier than you trafficking drugs. So this is I say you, of course, you're not going to do it personally, but this is a very, very easy thing to do and lucrative. Can you guess how long on average it takes for somebody to realize they've been cyber hacked? But we'll watch the video. The number of days on average is absolutely shocking and shows how each and every one of us is super, super vulnerable to cyber hacking.
You can see the hacker is actually working in my computer right now.
99% of the people who have been victims of cybercrime don't even know about it. Their machines have been hacked. The bad guys are living inside your computer. They're monitoring what you're doing. According to the latest studies in 2014, the average time to detection is over 200 days. And that doesn't matter if you're a mom sitting at home or the major corporation in Silicon Valley. 200 days across the board. By the time you realize you've got a problem, it's way too late. All of your customers' credit cards are now out on the internet, or people are starting to short your stock in really odd ways.
Okay, so Cathay Pacific has had this problem recently. If you've got customer data with Cathay Pacific, there's a very good chance that it has been stolen. They've just had quite a substantial fine from the UK government for not looking after their data properly. So just to put that into perspective, if you're a Cathay customer, a Marco Polo member, you are very, very likely to have had your data hacked, and it will be in the hands of criminals.
One hacker group may have stolen up to $1 billion from banks around the world. Kaspersky says the cyber attacks are still happening.
They're going to first break into a computer in Buenos Aires, and from there, they're going to hop to a computer in Italy, and from Italy, they'll go to London, and then they'll go to the bank that they want to take over in New York. And what that means is that now you have an international criminal investigation, and the evidence is incredibly ephemeral.
Okay, so there he's talking about global networks. So we do have these global networks. And the clever way they do it, it jumps around the global network really, really fast. And what he means by ephemeral is that that trace that you leave behind disappears very quickly. It's designed to disappear very, very quickly. So hackers call it lily padding, and you just jump around different computers and different servers, deleting your trail as you go along. So again, we come into this concept of networks and growing networks. The video is going to go on to have a look at how we actually do not have any international legal framework to stop this. And most of it should be a crime, but it's not actually a crime because we don't have a proper international framework of laws to protect people and businesses.
For some parts of the world, the whole concept of cyber and internet and computers is so new. They have absolutely no laws against cybercrime.
If we don't have a legal framework that allows the countries to cooperate, then the victim can't do much about the attacker. We don't have a set of frameworks that address the full range of cyber hazards.
The technology is developing way too quickly for us to rely upon legal instruments to fix this problem. Beyond that, most of the world's information is not encrypted, whether it be your credit card number or your personal data or your health records.
Anthem Insurance got hit by a massive electronic attack. The hackers made off with many of the necessary tools to do a whole lot of damage to a lot of people.
We have the attackers running very, very quickly, and it's very difficult to defend against them. The real challenge for all of us is really, do I feel safe in this online environment? There's never been a better time for exponential change in the cybersecurity world. I think that the next big technology should be the creation of a safer internet.
Okay, so one of the attractions of the internet, it's very democratic and it's very open and it's unregulated, and that's the good things about the internet. But those things as well being good, they do generate a lot of problems. So I'll let you have a look at the relevant pages in the study guide. I'll also let you have a read of this text here. I just wanted to take you through step by step. On the website as well, we've got this infographic of cybercrime. Again, what will they be asking you to do if they give you an infographic like this? Well, here they will ask you to pull specific information, so data and statistics from it. They'll also talk to you, ask you to think about the overall design, in particular the use of colours, the use of emotive language, and here the use of fonts. And then they'll also ask you about ways that the infographic is biased and ways to improve the infographic. So as we've said all along, you know, you get 10 marks for that infographic section in your examination, and that's a real very, very easy 10 marks, far easier than the 10 marks that you would gain from writing a 600-word essay, guys. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. The next video will go on specifically to look at the details of hacking.